Well, hello, I'm back. I'm home, and I thought it would be a good idea to do a bit of a recap, answer a few questions that everyone had about my series, and what better place to do it than where we started this whole thing, at the dog park. So let's try and get the dogs out. So some of the questions that I'll be answering will be, how much did you lose? That fun question that everyone asks. So we'll talk about that, and what gear did I use? What's next? I think will be the questions. So the question that everyone wants to know, how much did you lose? So I'll just go through my entries. The 2 p.m. daily deep stack, I played 3 of those. So entry fees cost $750, and I cashed in all 3 for total cashes of $1,806. So that was a profit of $1,056 in the 2 p.m. daily deep stacks. Then the housewarming tournament, I played 6 entries in that at $500 each. So that's $3,000 and no cashes. So total loss of $3,000. And then event number 11, the $600 no limit hold'em deep stack. Played 1 entry in that, cost $600, and I cashed in that for $1,050. So a profit of $450. And then the monster stack, I entered that twice for a total entries of $3,000, and I cashed in on my second bullet for $2,625. So that was a total loss of $375. So total entries $7,350. Total cashes $5,481. So that's a total loss of $1,869. So it sucks that it wasn't a profit, but because I did cash in a fair few tournaments, that means that I got my buy-in back plus a little bit extra, and that could go to buy-ins for next time. So yeah, pretty decent. Not great, but not $7,350 loss, which was the worst case scenario. So that was, how much did you lose? Okay, another question people had was, what would you do differently? So in terms of playing poker, there's definitely a few things that I would have done differently. I think I probably got a bit call stationy at times there, and went away from, having more of a aggressive strategy. So becoming a less cally would be one thing. A little less stubborn, a little less like a donkey, and doing a bit more study before the next tournament will be one thing that I'll be doing. And then non-poker stuff. So potentially staying off the strip was a bit of a problem. It meant I had to use ride shares every day to the WSOP and back. So that ended up being like between 25 and 30 US dollars a day that I had to pay, depending on where I went from and to. So that was one thing. If I stayed on the strip, it probably would have cost the same amount for accommodation, but I would have saved some of the rideshare costs. However, I would have had to have found a way to do laundry while on the strip, but it may not have cost the same amount. So potentially I'd change that. I did have a plan of going to the grocery store and buying at least breakfast foods and cooking breakfast foods at the condo, but that didn't eventuate. Just the amount of times that I went out for breakfast was probably caused because I was, staying alone, so it was much easier just to go out by myself somewhere. So I might consider doing that. I think I'd probably prefer to be staying with a group of people. James and I caught up a few times that you saw, but we weren't, spending the whole day, etc. together. So I would have preferred probably have 2 or 3 or 4 of us all staying in the one place. We can talk poker, organize dinners and things to do. They would have been able to help me film a little bit. Some of the shots I feel like I didn't get because I was just trying to film by myself. So that would be another thing I'd change. If I had the opportunity, I'd stay for longer. Another question that some people had was, what gear did you use? So when I needed to be inconspicuous filming, I used my trusty iPhone 12. When I was filming most of the vlogs, I used my Sony ZV-E10 with a Joby, I think it's a 3K tripod, and a Deity D4 Duo microphone. Some things about the gear, I made a silly mistake and dropped somehow one of my microphone windscreens, so I lost that, which meant I had to order a replacement one. But I think most of the time that didn't matter because I was using the front microphone of the microphone that I have. Trusty Black Clover cap that I bought at the World Series of Poker. It has Live Lucky on the side, and it has the World Series of Poker logo on the other side. Sun God sunglasses. I think that's pretty much it for the gear that I used. In terms of editing, I had a friend do the editing from Australia, so what I would do is every night I would copy the footage off of the memory card in the camera and off my iPhone. I'd copy the footage off of that onto my computer and sync it up to a Google Drive, which I have shared with my friend Scott, who was editing, and he's in Australia, so the time zone sort of worked out well in that when I uploaded the footage, he was right there to edit and upload the video to YouTube. Then I would review it, add the title and the description and all of the other details, and then publish. So that was my workflow while I was away. Okay, and last question, what will I be vlogging about in the future? So there will be poker tournament vlogs in the future. I won't make all the ones that happen in my area, but I will make some of them and I'll vlog them for sure. I'll probably do some food videos, some food or restaurant review videos, and then just some random vlogging about things that I do, whether it's travel or doing activities. That's what I'll be vlogging about. So again, thanks everyone for liking and subscribing to my channel and following my progress. It was very encouraging, and I hope to continue building my channel and uploading interesting vlogs, and as I learn, getting better and better at this YouTube situation. So thanks everyone, and see you in the next one.